Civilian bridges across Cambodia have been destroyed in airstrikes and shelling by Thai forces. On December the 15th at 10:08, Thai airstrikes took out bridges in the Siem Reap province. This, along with the naval blockade and continued shelling, is leading to an increased humanitarian crisis with up to 500,000 people currently being displaced. These developments raise urgent questions about the risk to civilian life and compliance with international law. The Ojik Bridge connects civilians to many of the places where they buy food, and it's a major arterial bridge allowing those in crisis to move out of the crisis zone. This is 70 kilometers into Cambodia. This is not right on the combat zone. This is a bridge that is being used by civilians to leave the area. This follows on from the destruction of bridges across Pasat and Koh Kong province over the weekend. This has left many civilians isolated, without aid and without an easy escape route. Although they do have access to further ways of getting out of these zones, this has really made it a much more difficult journey for them to get out from. Destroying civilian infrastructure has a purpose, and it is not a defensive purpose. It lays the ground for ground invasion, which is what we are facing right now. These bridges are 70 to 90 kilometers inside Cambodia and well away from active combat zones. The Fourth Geneva Convention, Article 53, states that civilian infrastructure is not to be destroyed during a conflict. This is made especially important with the fact that Thailand is dressing this as a defensive conflict. These bridges are not only arterial bridges, but they're in parallel. They're doing some of the smaller bridges that would aid civilians getting out of the combat zone. This gives Thailand a clear military advantage by not allowing Cambodian troops to redeploy to their border to protect their citizens. No evidence shows that these bridges were used for military purposes at the time that they were destroyed by the Thai military, both Navy and Air Force. These airstrikes have taken place alongside a naval blockade that was enacted on Saturday. This has further complicated the situation in receiving aid to communities that have been cut off by recent fighting. Such widespread targeting of civilian infrastructure within the interior of Cambodia is entirely consistent with the preparatory movements of a military when planning a full-scale ground invasion. So with bridges destroyed and access routes severed, this has led to an increased stress on those people trying to move away from conflict zones, as well as Cambodia's ability to bring aid to the communities. Aid organisations are facing huge delays now in serving people who are most in need in these territories. The destruction of civilian infrastructure demands scrutiny, accountability, and requires immediate humanitarian assistance and attention. In war, we all lose. Those who lose the most are always civilians. We ask the international community to send observers to help us stop this conflict as soon as we can. Cambodia does not want to extend this conflict. We are looking for peace. Please help us in any way you can by spreading this information to those who need to hear what is happening here.